Now joining us to speak on the flood outlook is Clement Nze. He's a Director General, the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency. Good to have you, Director General, on the ICT report.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here. Okay.
Now, I know that every year your agency comes up with some of these outlook, but I'm a bit concerned about the impact these have had, because just last year we saw the level of destruction that was, experienced in Nigeria. But I know that in your plea, we have, appealed to the federal and the state government to be proactive this year. But what exactly are you expecting them, to do before or begin to experience flood?
Okay, thank you so much. The Nigeria Hydrological Service Agency carries out one of its mandates of preparing a highly scientific document with regards to expected flood incidents in the country ever before it really kickstarts. Like was mentioned in the introduction and the video clip, yesterday, 16th of April, the Honorable Minister of Water Resources, Engineer Professor Joseph Rousseff, unveiled the publication, which is a scientific documentation from data on ground and then applying all kinds of models as applicable all over the world to come to that conclusion that 148 local government areas in Nigeria, cut across 31 states of the Federation, will suffer severe flooding incidents in the course of the year. And also another 249 LGS in 36 states and FCT will suffer another degree of flooding. Now, at the federal level, work is being done. If you recall, earlier in the month of February, the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, released what it calls a seasonal climate prediction, which details onset of rainy season city by city, and then cessation date, as well as the amount of volume of rainfall expect, how much you will expect in each of the cities.
Okay.
These are federal government is working.
Okay.
And creating awareness and preparing documents, like Mr. said yesterday.
Okay.
This thing that we have prepared have been sent to the governors. What he endorsed letter to the governors informing them what is happening. Okay. So our expectation is that the states where actually these disasters occur, I mean flood-related disasters, should be able to embark on a massive sensitization projects, doing active work on site, like mentioned what is happening at Aba by the governor of Abia State, and I know what is happening in the FCT in terms of preparedness to wait for the eventualities.
Now, let's talk a bit about the root causes of this flooding, because I remember last year the former minister in the last administration of water resources had complained that even with the agreement that was signed by Cameroon, that when he's expected to release water from the Lagdo Dam, it informs Nigeria. But has any information come up this year?
You see, but I was in the studio NTA this morning, Good Morning Nigerians, with Professor Adanu, DG of Water Source Institute in Kaduna, and a staff of FCT Emergency Management Agency, FEMA. The issue of release of water from Cameroon may not be the major problem we have in Nigeria. The water availability in the country is in the excess of about 300 billion cubic meters, about 374 billion cubic meters of water. What is within Nigeria? Only about 88 billion come from outside. Okay. Which may be less than 27% of that amount. So most of the water that causes problems within Nigeria comes from within. However, the water released from Cameroon, like last year, they informed us about the release of water through my agency, through my agency. We are communicating the amount of water they are releasing. That was last year. Last year,
but this year, have they notified the government?
Not at all. Actually, it is during the months of from August or July that their own peak rainfall, comes in. So that if the Lagdo Dam is being overwhelmed, that's a normal routine operation of dams. Getting to a certain threshold, you must begin to release water, or else the dam may be compromised and becomes more dangerous to the
Okay.
people downstream.
But I know you just said down that the water release from Lagdo Dam is not really the reason why Nigeria is experiencing this flooding. But I remember last year we saw, residents of some areas that are bordering, Cameroon, attributing the flood to the water that was released from Lagdo Dam. And you are here saying that.
What happened in Taraba State last year was heavy amount of rainfall in Gombe State. There are so many tributaries of River Benue within Nigeria's sector, downstream the Lagdo Dam. So many tributaries of River Benue. We have Gongola, you have Taraba, you have Donga, you have Mayokebi, a lot of them. Even Kasenala River, too.
Okay.
Now, most of them are not dammed. There are no dams, most of them, but we have in Kasenala quite all right. Now, if, because of the absence of dams in these rivers, tributaries of River Benue, within Nigeria, they empty into the River Benue, or they flood the adjoining communities. Like what came from Gombe State last year, that inundated some locations in Taraba State, and also part of Adamawa.
Okay.
But what at the point that they were releasing as much as 500 cubic meters of water per second from Cameroon. At the point it got up to 1,000. Meanwhile, in Lokoja, we had about 1,000. Sorry, okay. In about 10,000 in Lokoja, the volume of water in Lokoja. But there was no incident of flood, even within Kogi and downstream Kogi State.
All right.
So it wasn't what came out from Cameroon that caused the flood that happened in that flank of Benue last year.
All right, let's talk a bit about the preparedness of state. I know that this is not the first time this alert is coming, alerting the state government of their preparedness. But have you, beyond your plea to them to be proactive, have you taken steps to measure their level of preparedness, ahead of some of these floods?
Like mentioned again this morning, at the federal level, most of our activities fall within what I call advisory. We give them information. We prepare it early before about the flood sets in, and we disseminate the information.
Okay.
We try as much as we can, because we can't impose on the states, which are autonomous, even local government areas too, to do what they need to do. Because each of the states has these own Minister of Water Resources, Minister of Environment, town planning authorities, and the state emergency management agencies that are saddled with all this responsibility to carry out physical work of, like nobody should come to go to, for instance, what we reported here just now. The governor knows what has been, Abia State has been suffering, say in Aba in particular.
I'm putting up measures.
Yes, he already put up measures. You can be sure by the time the rainfall sets in within Abia State, things have been put in place to convert the excess water runoff into the rivers and so on.
All right. I think we have to leave it at here. I know that the citizens also have a role to play to also ensure that we mitigate these menaces. Clement Nze, the Director General, Hydrological Services Agency, who have joined us to throw more light on this. Thank you very much for joining us on the IT Report.